The more you can describe what is actually going on in their world, i.e. what are they experiencing, the easier it's going to become to connect with them. Because there's a famous saying that I always try and remember when it comes to marketing and sales, which is people don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. The reason that's so important is because if you don't have empathy in your marketing and you can't explain what is happening for that person, then they're not gonna trust you and they're not gonna pay attention to you. And I see this all the time. It's like people talking about their creative agency and talking about all the things that you just said around your brand's not aligned and this is wrong with it and that's wrong with it. But the only people who that's communicating to are people who are already aware of that and they're out there trying to find a solution. And that's what we call stage 4 buyers. And most of those people are making a decision on what they should invest in based on time, quality, and speed. Like, how quickly can I get this fixed? How cheaply can I do it? Right? And is it going to be good? Can I trust this person? And so you can only really play around with those 3 variables. That's the 3 variables that most people are playing around with in their sales and their marketing. And it's why so many of us get frustrated about price. And it's why so many of us feel undervalued. So if you can learn to engage people at stage 1 and 2 of that decision-making process, which is I'm not aware and you make me aware, or I'm aware of the problem, but I can't quite articulate it and I don't know what the solution is, and you help me to see that, then all of a sudden in my mind, you're the expert, you have the value, and basically whatever you say goes. Does that make sense as a concept? I know I've talked about this quite a lot, but I think it's really important to keep coming back to these principles. So the reason I'm doing this is because you could pick any of this now, right? You could just pick any one of these and apply it to the framework that we just ran through. So for example, this is what a 9-word email might sound like, or a 9-word message. By the way, I know it's going to be longer than 9 words, so ignore the 9-word bit, but that just helps you remember to keep it concise. So I just built a tool that helps SaaS founders to increase their prices and still acquire without losing their customer base in the next 30 days. Drop a comment below if you're interested in grabbing it, or drop a comment below if you're interested in finding out more. Super simple, right? This is who it's for. This is the problem or the promise, and this is the time frame or constraint. So we need to get really clear, first of all, when you're promoting your irresistible offer, we need to get really clear about what that actually gets us, not the end result. Because if you say, I've just created a tool that gets you 100 customers in the next 30 days, click here to take it, and they just get a score, they're going to be pretty disappointed. There's a mismatch of expectations. So for us, I created our scorecard for 2 reasons. Number 1, because I wrote a whole book and I know that a lot of people will download that book or start to read it and they'll only get a quarter of the way through, or they'll say, I'll read that next week when I've got time, because reading a whole book is quite intimidating. So I created the scorecard so that I could recommend specific chapters of the book. So I send them a book and a scorecard. And what I'm saying is only get the knowledge from this book that is relevant to you. So save yourself hours and get the relevant strategies that are specifically applicable to where you're at in your business right now. That's kind of my promise. So my promise is save time, get information faster, get relevant information that's just for you. The other kind of side, the way that I promote the scorecard, is around kind of our strategy piece. And I say, get a custom roadmap to grow and scale your agency without working longer hours or hiring a massive team. And so the idea is that people take that scorecard, they get an output, which this doesn't quite do yet. It still gives a score, but on Score app, this is a feature where they actually get a PDF and it will break down each one of the sections. So the way I promote that and the way we promote this, Bojan, is literally everything that we do, every email we send to our database, every podcast we release, every podcast I'm on, I say, if you want a custom roadmap to grow your business without working longer hours or hiring more staff, click a link below and you can get yours in less than 10 minutes.